All right, let's look at the homework 2.3, problem number 7. All right, so let's look at this given function g of x a little bit more closely here. All right, so I'm going to factor out the numerator, so that's probably the first thing to do. So this is going to be quantity x minus 3, and then I'll probably think that it's going to be x plus 4. That work? Right? Negative 3 plus negative 4 is positive 1. Negative 3 times 4 gives you negative 12. So that's that. And then we have absolute value of x minus 3. All right. Then if you look at the part A, I, or number 1, we know that here, limit as x approaches 3 from the positive side. So you can think of x as being slightly larger than 3, right? So if x is approaching from the positive side, we can see that the absolute value of x minus 3 is going to be always exactly the same thing as x minus 3. So you can kind of take off the absolute value sign. Right, maybe I should write it so here. Because absolute value sign is a hidden piecewise defined function, right? So if x is greater than 3, this is going to be x minus 3 times quantity x plus 4 divided by just x minus 3. Actually, I'm going to go ahead and simplify this so that we can go from here. All right, so which means that we can cancel x minus 3 here, x minus 3. So this is actually exactly the same function as x plus 4. So this is if x is greater than 3. All right, then if x is less than 3, right, then the numerator is exactly the same because there's no absolute value, right? But this time, if x is less than 3, since x minus 3 would be a negative quantity, so absolute value sign will negate it to turn it into a positive quantity. So it's going to be actually the same thing as negative x minus 3, right? This way, we can still cancel the common factor, which is x minus 3. Right, but there's a negative sign. This is actually a negative quantity x plus 4. Right, sign's a little bit different. So we don't even have to do this. So we already know that we have to use the top formula, which is x plus 4. All right, so all you have to do is plug in 3. So you have 3 plus 4, so that's going to be 7, right? And then bottom one, since x is approaching 3 from the left-hand side, so you have to use the second formula. So you have a limit as x approaches 3 from the negative side. So negative quantity x plus 4, all right? We know that it's just difference in sign, so it's going to be negative 7, right? So answer is positive 7, then negative 7. So let's type it in. All right, so you have a positive 7, and then we have a negative 7, right? Part B is very simple because right-hand limit and the left-hand limit gives you different numbers. So we know that the two-sided limit cannot exist. So that's the limit exists. Answer is no. All right. Then if you look at the picture, and we have to find the graph here, okay? All right, so we're going to have, so as x approaches 3 from the right, you're going to get 7. And from the left, you're going to get negative 7. Do we have that, right? So it's a 3, right? This doesn't have it, right? So this one, right, if you're approaching from the positive side, it goes to negative 7. And then from the left, it's positive 7. I think it's the other way around, so this is not going to be it. Right, again, this one doesn't have that, but here, right, from the positive side, it's positive 7. Approach from the negative side, it's going to give you negative 7. So it looks like it follows the, the result from part A. So this is the only picture that's reasonable, right? So let's check the answer. All right, it came back. Looks like part A, both parts correctly. Part B is correct. And part C, we have the correct picture. All right, that's it. I hope that this was clear.